looking for some dead standing basswood. These trees right here are basswood. You can see the large leaves. I can focus on these leaves right here. I don't think it's American basswood. I think it's one of the lindens, like large leaf linden. There's a large leaf linden, a small leaf linden, and a European linden, which is a cross between those two. And then there's the American linden, which is nicknamed as basswood. These are pretty much all basswood in here. There's one right there. This is the one I'm going to harvest. It's dead. And you can see there's where you could get your underbark. That's what that is right there, exposed. Okay? The cloud cover is, it looks like it's going to rain any minute, and it's also getting late, so I'm going to get this piece processed out of this, and then move into where I want to have my fire and eat my dinner. So there's a deer straight down there. I got my piece of wood processed. I'm kind of having trouble here with this. There he is. She. Anyway, I don't have time to, there's deer everywhere here. I don't have time right now to film a lot of deer stuff. I've got to hurry up and get in to where I want to have a fire. It's there's an area of pines, and that area, the pines make the soil so acidic it kind of keeps the undergrowth out. So you've got a better place to have more bare earth to have your fire on. Hey gang, this is John Newton from Snap-on John 100, and this looks like a spot that I might want to have my fire and cook some dinner. I'll pan around. I will pan around and let you see what the area looks like. I do have to get cracking, because what I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to hopefully process this dead wood into a bow drill set and get a fire going with bow and drill, and have some dinner. It's 180 degrees. And I'll show you the piece of wood. I cut this off right there from that one standing dead tree. You always have to worry about basswood being too dead, because it's so soft that it doesn't last very long, and you don't want it so you don't want it crumbly, and it gets that way pretty quickly. So I'm going to get set up here to prepare this thing, and once I get it set up, I'll turn you back on. All right. What I'm doing now is trying to find some sections that don't have any knots in them. Okay, I'm going to be using my new Survive Knives GSO 5.1. It's got a fantastic kydex sheath, which I'd like to put on a leather backing because I want to turn it into a dangler, but the sheath construction's fantastic. There's the knife. It's a 3V, American made by a guy, I think his name is Seiferd or Seiferd, not sure how to pronounce it. This one happens to be number 15. So that's what I'm going to be using to make this bow drill set. Looks like I might have gotten a good piece of wood. Of course, I spoke too soon. But this is okay. Can make a hearthboard out of that, and I'm going to make a spindle out of this piece. Okay, I think I can do that with this one. Okay. Get closer to the camera. This knife, when I got it, actually shaved hair off the back of my arm, and people always talk about that, shaving hair, but I've very seldom ever gotten a knife, no matter how much it was, that I didn't have to strop it first. So I was pretty shocked. This handle's super ergonomic. I don't know if you can notice that. I'm going to be, this is just I'm going to be doing like a tabletop, but way later, because this is just my initial trial with it, and so I always like to do a bunch of different tasks with a knife before I talk about it, but it feels really good in my hand. It looks fantastic. It's one of the most beautiful blades I've ever seen. And I got the orange G10 so that I wouldn't lose it. Because this is meant to be a survival knife and you don't want to lose it, so that's why I always get orange handled ones made out of G10 when I can. This one's not going to be very big around. It's also not going to be round. It's going to be oval. It's quite a bit wider than it is. See, it's a lot wider than it is in the other direction. I should have knocked off some more with batoning it. I'm just in such a hurry because it's getting dark, and according to the weather, it's not going to rain, even though it looks like it. The clouds are real ominous, but maybe they're just going to pass over. This end is going to be the business end, so I'm just making a very steep taper on it. And what you want to make sure you're doing is you're keeping the center of the thing in the center of where it's going to spin on the center of its axis, because you want it to spin as true as possible. That's good enough. Okay. I'm going to try to knock some of this off, but I have the luxury of time. So this end is going to be a much gradual taper. This is going to be seated in the bearing block. Okay, that's good. Doesn't have to be super pointed because you'll just weaken it. So my spindle's ready. Now I gotta go after the actual hearthboard. I'm gonna try to see if I can split off a piece of this one. save me some time, so I'm going to try to true up this one side. And it's fine because I don't need to fix the entire thing. I'll just use this one end. Okay, that's ready. I'm going to be using this end right here. I'm going to have it right down here. So follow me over to where I'm going to have my fire, and we'll get started. Okay, I want you to see what I'm doing. So I had to have the camera kind of close. Like always, I've lined the hole with twigs to keep the fire off the ground, because you don't want trying to make a fire on a cold ground. And I've got my bags of tinder that I've been collecting over the this past week, and so I've got this bag has got stuff like this is cattail fluff and seed heads. So this is more of a flash tinder. I don't even know if I'm going to need that or not, but because I also collected some cedar bark, which is my favorite. So I'm going to make a bird's nest on this cover here so that everything stays dry. And I collected some wood here. I collected some grapevine outer bark. That's what I have here. I collected this a couple of days ago. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this for this is going to be the platform. I always like to use something solid for a platform. That's what might be my platform. Next, I'm going to put in some shredded, this is shredded tulip poplar inner bark. Yeah, it looks just like a mouse nest. Get it fluffed up. Actually, I'll see if I can get some really super fine fibers by working it right here and see whatever drops out. I can pick that up and put it right in the center. Okay, so now that goes next. Trying to still keep a hole. Now for the next part, I'm going to put some cedar. Cedar scrapings is real good because it's fluffy and it's a good coal extender. Okay, that should be enough. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to put any of the flash, because since I have, I would use the flash tinder if I was going to use a ferro rod. So I'm not striking a ferro rod. So I'll try to keep all this stuff put away. Be careful not to close it up, because if it is got any moisture at all in it, it will start sweating from heat. Okay, so now I'm ready. I'm going to put this bird's nest right here so it's still dry. And I'm going to try to use this platform to pad my knee. Try to make sure you can see me. Yeah, you can see right there, okay. Alright. Just want to hit this again a little bit. Really loving this knife. Okay, and I really like the fact it's pretty much almost a spear point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure where I'm going to start my divot. So I bring my drill to the very edge, and then I mark where the center is, and then I come over and bring the edge up there, so it's 1.5 widths is where it ends up being. Okay. And that's where this spear point comes in handy as a drill. Wow. Okay. Definitely need to keep this sheathed. Okay. So find my bow, bearing block. I'm dedicating this video to my machining genius buddy Dave Hofer, and I'm going to be using one of the bearing blocks that we co-designed and he built on his CNC machines. You can see, okay, it's kind of hard doing this by myself. I'm missing my beautiful new helper. She just started videotaping for me, and she's really getting good, and I miss that. Right. Point that's going to be hot down or up, and then twist it down so it's on the outside. I need this to be propped up a little bit. There we go. Oops. All right. As you can see, I've got a spot to work with now. So I'm going to get out my little saw. Got to keep in mind the speed. Okay, so I'm going to put my saw right exactly dead center where the circle is and come straight out, and that helps me make the notch centered in that where the divot's going to be. You see me? No, you can't even see that. Let me get a little closer. Okay. And I'm going to be going not quite to the center of the hole, or the black spot. So that's where I use my saw there. Then I'm going to chamfer the bottom edges so they're like this, so that I have a lot of oxygen can get in there. That's really important. Okay, get the other side chamfered. This is really ugly looking, but I'll get it dressed up in a second here. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to do this with the GSO-5.1. What a beauty. It's a super steel. It's got jimping on the top, finger choil here so you can choke up. Just phenomenal. So I'm going to utilize that finger choil. Now, typically for the knives that I use for making these, I use a very thin blade. I usually use a Swiss Army knife. Okay, crude, but it should be effective. That locks in like this. Is a great, super well made sheath. The only issue I have is this type of belt loop. What I want to do is put a platform of leather that's got a loop on it so that I can have a, I'm going to turn it into a dangler sheath. Okay. Okay, to get my leather welcome mat for my ember. Okay, you can see that. All right. For some reason I'm feeling old tonight. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to get down to business. I don't know if I got anything or not. Looks, nope, not yet. I quit too early. The notch looks like it's okay. Wasn't my best one. I kind of rushed it. That's also why I typically like using a thin, more finesse blade for something like this. There we go. Just need to put more juice behind it. All right. Now I can rest a little bit. All right. And I'll move the camera a little bit so that you can see more. Whoa. to get this carefully. I got that bark underneath it. The last time I was talking and trying to do two things at once, and I ended up dumping all of my ember on the ground. Luckily, I had one little tiny spark that stayed lit. Whoa. There we go. Now, when you turn it over, now you've got that really flammable grapevine bark. That's going to do just nicely. Something had some water in it. That's what all that smoke is, moisture being burned off. Well, I did forget, it has been raining. I don't even know if it might have rained here today. I know it rained at my house all evening. Okay, tonight you get to see me do kind of a rush job because of time and impending inclement weather. And I came out here, found a dead standing tree that I was going to be suitable for making a bow drill and fire, and I created a fire. I made the set using the Survive Knives GSO-5.1 with a orange Kydex scales. It's CPM 3V steel, 3/16. I put the lanyard on it. It's also got a hidden lanyard hole. This knife is instantly my favorite. So that part was a success. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to let this burn down a little bit, and I'm going to get out some of my cookware, and I'm going to make some food. Stay with me. going to be using my cooking system that I got, that's designed by Dave Canterbury, Pathfinder stainless steel canteen and cup and stove system. That's how it sets up. I'm not ready yet to put it in the fire. As it doesn't look like it in the viewfinder, but it's really getting dark. Maybe if you look off that way. Yeah, it still looks pretty light. But I'm going to have to get my stuff all corralled together so that I don't... That's an easy way to leave something behind, is packing your stuff up in the dark. If you've got the luxury of having some light, it's better to get most of that stuff ready. Because I can put all my cutting tools away. And the fire is starting to look like it's getting lower. So pretty soon I'll be able to put the water on. Okay, I got the put the stove in the hole, stepped on it to make sure it was stable. Because the last thing you want is for it to do is drop off, get crooked and have the water drop over, spill out. And now I'm going to just put feed more fire around the backside away from the handle. Okay, and before too long that'll be boiling. little ways to go. Put a little bit of extra jerky in there for some extra protein. I can save the rest for later. I need to put my gloves back on so I don't burn my hands. Soon. Be ready soon. Sure did turn out to be a peaceful night, and it didn't rain. I'm looking forward to doing more tasks with that knife, and then I will be doing a tabletop review after, you know, much later, after I've done a lot of work with it. With the stove you can feed it from the bottom too. It's also great for using a Transia or an Esbit alcohol stove. Fits under there and works mint. The use of this is easier. Yep, it's starting to boil, so I'm going to take it off and let it cook a little bit. Get my stove out of there. Oh. Yeah, I'm not really in the mood for a hot drink, so I'm going to put my stove here and not... I had coffee, but I'm not really in the mood for something hot, so I think I'm just going to have some cold, well, room temperature water. And what I'm going to do with this fire is I'm going to just let it, keep it in the center of this hole and let it burn down to ashes, and then I'm just going to take the dirt and bury it and then camouflage the top so no one will be able to tell I was even here. Now I can see you better. I don't know how much battery time I have left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off and keep the camera running just in case, but I want to make sure that I've told you how much I appreciate all your views, your comments, and if you like what you're seeing, please definitely subscribe and comment and like this video. Once again, I'm dedicating this to my CNC company machining genius buddy Dave Hofer, because he was the brainchild behind some of the intricacies of the bearing block, i.e. he's the one also that came up with the idea of putting a thrust bearing behind the regular bearing. I just told him it needed to be supported, and he came up with that himself, and that was a phenomenal idea. So I'm dedicating this video to you, Dave, and I want you to watch one of them. I don't think you've seen one of my videos yet. Anyway, until next time, God bless. That's still really hot. As you can see, the light is, we're losing light fast. But I've got lights with me, so you can stay. Such a gorgeous evening.